Welcome to REL 2300 World Religions. I'm Professor S. Lloyd Walters, and I want to give you a few hints that would help you to be able to get through this class and make a very good grade. The first thing I would tell you is you need to read the syllabus. We provide you a syllabus in several places. I think I sent you an email with a syllabus in there. I would urge you to print it out and read it thoroughly at the beginning of the class. A few of the other things I'm going to cover in this video is grading. We're going to talk a little bit about grading. We're going to talk about discussion requirements. There are discussion groups that are required for this class. We're also going to talk about how to format your assignments. That's very important. In addition to that, there's some assistance you can get in your writing. And I'll point you out some areas where you can go to get some help with your writing. And then another important area is how to upload your assignment submissions. That's very, very important. And then finally, I want to tell you not to give up. Don't give up, because this class, it's very, very easy to get an A if you just follow our instructions. All right, so let's begin. First, I want to talk about grading. Now, we use what is known as a weighted average. I do not use points. You don't accumulate points, although your grade book shows point accumulation, but I do not grade by points. I use a weighted average. You have 4 vocabulary assignments and 4 tests. Those vocabulary assignments and those 4 tests make up a huge amount of your grade, 60% of your grade. And so it would do you well to study and to do well on those tests and turn in those vocabulary assignments. If you turn in those vocabulary assignments on time, you are awarded 100%, which is almost like getting an A+ on a test. So it's very important to turn in those assignments on time and get that 100%. That's 100%. That's 400% in your grade. And of course, if you study and do well on your tests, that will also help you as well. Secondly, we have 2 short writing assignments. One of those assignments come within 1 week of starting the test. So you will have to turn in a short writing assignment almost within a week. So you better start on that as soon as the class gets started. There are some assigned reading. You are required to read those assignments. And after you read those articles, then you need to write your short writing assignment. These 2 papers, one at the beginning of the semester, one at the end, make up 10% of your grade. And then you have during the course a 3 to 5 page long writing assignment, and you'll notice that it makes up 20% of your grade. That's a very important paper. Do not miss turning that assignment in. Check your calendar or check your syllabus for when that assignment is to be turned in. And of course, we have weekly discussion groups. I think there are a total of 25 discussion groups. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about discussion groups in our next slide. That makes up 10% of your grade. All right. And so when you add all of that up, you see that that adds up to 100% of your grade. It's made up by these 4 groups of things that you have to do during the class. All right. The next thing I want to talk about are your discussion requirements. You are required to turn in at least 4 posts. 4 discussion posts. You need to turn them in. One of those discussion posts must be an original post that responds to the question that is posed for that particular discussion. And then you have to turn in at least 3 more responsive posts to your classmates' posts. Now, some people ask, well, I like to start early in the week to get my discussions in, but there's nobody to respond to. Well, if you check throughout the week, you'll find that some of your classmates will start to put their posts in. And you can respond to several students, or you can respond to more than one student more than one time. so long as you have a total of 4 posts before those posts close. By the way, discussion posts close on, I believe they close on Saturdays or Saturday nights at midnight. So you have to about a week to do those discussion posts. And sometimes you'll have as many as 3 discussions to finish in a week. So you need to get on those early in the week and check throughout the week so that you can get all of your posts in for all of your discussions. So that's very important because those discussion posts can be the difference between an A and a B in this class. All right. And then, of course, we want to talk about how you format your assignments, specifically your writing assignments. Now, as it relates to vocabulary assignments, you can format it any way you want, so long as you get all of your words in. But what we're talking about are your short and your long writing assignments. Your one-page essay should look like this. When I say 1 page, one of the things I will penalize you for is if I ask you for a 1 page, I don't want 2 pages. That means I don't want a title page. I don't want a separate works cited page. Everything is supposed to fit on 1 page, which means you have to edit your paper so that you get everything you want to say and your works cited on this 1 page. And it should look almost exactly like this page you're looking at. Now, for the long writing assignment, you can have a title page and so on, but you should have at least 3 pages, 3 to 5 pages of writing, not including your works cited page and not including a title page. You should have at least 3 pages of body on your assignment. And so that I give you a little bit more leeway in terms of your heading, and the works cited can be on a separate page. So let me summarize by saying this. On both essays must be double spaced. Now, because I say you have to fit all of your short assignments on a single page, that doesn't mean that you cheat on your spacing. You have to work at editing your paper so that you say everything you want to say in 1 page and also have works cited on that page. Both essays must be written in Times New Roman font. If you choose another font, if your heading or your page numbering is on a different font, that's a problem. You got to make sure that everything is in the same font, Times New Roman. And you must have a heading. If you don't have a heading, I will wait until you put a heading. Every paper that you do, including your vocabulary assignment, I should say, it must also have a heading. And the heading is listed there, what should be in the heading in the syllabus. And you'll see it also on these examples that I have provided for you. But make sure that you try to squeeze what you're saying into one single page. I don't want more than 1 page. If it goes beyond a page, I deduct points. That means that you can't say everything you want to say on the subject. You have to pick an important aspect that you want to share with us in your essay and conclude it before you get to the end of that page. All right? And so those are the things that you must have. And of course, you must have a works cited page. For your 1 page essay, as I said before, it's only going to be 1 page, just 1 page. The works cited must also be on the same page, not on a separate page. And you must single space your heading. You got to go into your paragraph formatting and pull out extra spaces at the end of the paragraph so it'll tighten it up, giving you more space for the copy or the stuff you want to say in your essay. Let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about is writing assistance. Excuse me. There is a place in Atlas on the My Courses page where you have what is known as smart thinking. You can actually turn in your paper to someone who will proofread it for you and make suggestions. Obviously, that means you have to do it in enough time so that your paper is not late. So that if you finish your paper, you can upload it to someone who will give you some pointers and some suggestions about your papers. You can edit it and then turn it in on time. I urge you to use Smart Thinking. It's in Atlas, and you can find it on the My Courses page. Now, on the East Campus, there's I don't know what they call it, but it used to be called the Writing Center. If you ask someone, if you go into the library, they will direct you where you can go, where you could also get help with your papers when you're writing. Some of you will need to get some help with paragraphs and your grammar and things like that. I would take advantage of these areas where you can get help with your writing that will help you in improving your grade for your writing assignments. Now, this is also very important. There's a way I'd like you to upload your assignment submissions. When you click the blue button that says Submit Assignment, the only place that you should submit an assignment is in the area called the File Upload. Under the File Upload, you click Choose File, and you upload either a PDF or a Word document. I cannot use any other document other than PDF, or I prefer really a Word document. You attach that file and you upload that file. That's the way I can correct your paper. I can put notes and things on your paper. Do not use text entry. Do not use Office 365. Only use the File Upload tab to turn in your assignment. You click on that, and then you choose the file from your computer, attach it, and I'll get it, and I'll be able to correct your paper. If you use any other approach, don't email me a file, don't do any of those kind of things. File upload is the way you do it. And if you don't do it that way, I will not grade your paper until I get it in the proper file format. Please use the File Upload tab, and that will enable me to correct your paper the way I'd like to. The last thing I want to tell you is don't give up. Some of you might fall behind. Some of you might miss an assignment or not get it in on time. Let me give you a couple of hints. If you miss an assignment's due date, don't give up. Don't settle for a 0. If that assignment is still available to you, turn it in. I might take a half a point or a point off, but do not settle for a 0 for any assignment. Now, if you miss a discussion post or pretest, once they close, I'm not going to be able to reopen that for you. If you miss a test, for example, you need to contact me, and you hopefully you'll have a good excuse for missing a test. But if you miss a test, there is the possibility that I can reopen that test for you. So don't take a 0 under any circumstances. Do not do that. If you miss an assignment, if you forgot and didn't turn it in on time, don't just give up and throw your hands up and say, oh, well, I messed up. No, turn it in. If it's a day or two late, that's fine. I will still correct it. I might take a little something off, but do not accept a 0. I see too many students that when they miss a due date, they assume that all is lost. I'm not going to be able to do this. And they start talking about dropping the class and all that. Turn in your assignment. If you miss an assignment due date, turn it in. Send me an email. If something happened, talk to me. Send me an email. And I'm not here to try to hurt you. I'm here to help you get a good grade. So if you miss a due date, turn it in late. I might take a point off or half a point off, but don't just settle for a 0. If you miss a test, or if there's a problem and you were traveling or you had a car accident, obviously I'm going to ask you to provide documentation. But don't just settle for a 0. Contact me by email. Let me know what the situation is, and let me see if I can work with you. I do not want you to fail. I want you to get a good grade. I want you to succeed in this semester. So those are some of the tips. If there's something I didn't cover, send me an email, and I'll see what I can do if answer your question, or I'll see if I can help you in any way. But most of all, have a great semester. I want you to do well, and hopefully, I'd like to see as many of you as possible get A's in this class. Once again, have a great semester, and hopefully you'll get a good grade in REL 2300, World Religions.